let's talk about hair removal, a sometimes taboo topic, but it needs to be talked about. I'm in my mid-20s and I've tried a lot of different hair removal techniques, and if you choose to remove the hair on your body, there will be different ways that work for different people and different bodies and different preferences. So this is just my opinion. I choose to remove the hair on my legs, my armpits and my bikini line just because I prefer how it feels and looks. So the tips and things I'm going to talk about today are things that work best on those areas for my body. Hi, my name's Tally if you're new here. If you do like this video when you get to the end, I'd appreciate if you give it a little like and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Have you hit that bell notification to get notified of when I upload videos? Have you? Maybe consider doing it. That would be amazing. So just over a year ago now, I made a video about epilating. It was 10 tips for epilating, and there has been so much conversation in the comments of that video. Like, still to this day, people are commenting and like we're having conversations. So I thought it was about time to update you on where I am with hair removal. Weirdest sentence I'm ever gonna say. I don't epilate anymore. I stopped epilating in about January of this year, so that's 6 months ago now. And since then, I've been using an at-home IPL, or laser hair removal as it's sometimes known. So we're gonna compare the two, and I'll tell you why I decided to stop epilating and decided to try IPL and what I think about it and all of that stuff. So we'll go through the pros and cons of IPL versus epilating that I found anyway. So the big thing for me is I hate stubble. I'm like on a one-woman war against my leg stubble, and it is an ongoing battle that I think I might be winning now. I just can't stand the feeling of stubble on my legs. Personal preference. So epilating was great because the hair took a lot longer to grow back, and when it did grow back, it was much softer, so you didn't have that stubble. As far as I know, there's not any limitations on who can use an epilator unless you've actually got like an open wound on the bit that you're trying to epilate. Don't do that. And you also don't need to epilate very often. It is very time consuming. It would take me about 2 hours to do both legs, but I only needed to do it like every 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes 4 or 5 weeks if I was feeling lazy, which was a lot of the time. So that was the biggest downside for me, that it was such a big time commitment, and also it's painful. I was doing it for a couple of years and it did get less painful the more I did it, but it was still painful. So I'd really have to psych myself up for this 2-hour commitment that was going to be painful, which meant that I really didn't do it as often as I probably should. And so I quite often had really long leg hair, even though it was soft and my hair is quite fair, so you couldn't really see it. I knew it was there, and yeah, it looked a little bit like a Wookiee. So then I ventured into the world of IPL. The main benefits I found of IPL is that it doesn't take as long. It says on all the marketing that it takes 5 minutes to do both legs. It does not take 5 minutes to do both legs. It takes me maybe 15 minutes to 20 minutes to do both legs, my bikini line and my armpits, which is a significant reduction on the 2-hour time commitment. Another benefit is that I don't have to let my leg hair grow as long before I next remove it. So with epilators, they work better if your leg hair is longer because they can get a better grip and pull it out at the roots. IPL, it doesn't matter on your leg hair length because you shave before you do an IPL. And while I'm not the biggest fan of shaving, it does mean that you get a really smooth finish because you have shaved before doing the IPL treatment. So when I was just shaving my legs, like this was quite a while back before I was epilating, I would need to shave like every day. Like I would shave in the morning and by the afternoon I would have stubble and I would hate it. But I found with using IPL, I only shave like once or twice a week. And like with the epilator, I have found that the hair does grow back softer. It does grow back quicker, I found, than with the epilator, but it is still that kind of soft baby hair kind of texture. So while it is a lot quicker to do an at-home IPL treatment, I do need to do it more often. I've been using it for 6 months now, like I said, and I've been doing it every week. On the user guide, it says to do it every week for 4 to 12 weeks and then do it as and when you need it. So at the moment, I've still found that I need it every week to kind of tame everything, but I'm hoping that the more I use it, the less frequently I'll need to do it, because it interrupts the hair growth cycle. So the more you do it, the less hair growth, the more it will be interrupted, the less often you'll need to do it. As it is flashing a bright light against your skin, there is some issues around skin damage. After an IPL treatment, your skin is much more sensitive to sunlight, so you really need to use an SPF if you're going to be going in the sun after doing an IPL treatment, and they recommend waiting a week before and after an IPL treatment before you go in the sun or expose that area to the sun. There is some things on the side effects warning about getting like darker patches or lighter patches and like redness and like different color patches on your skin after using this. I personally haven't found this yet. I'm like looking at my legs now, like, are they patchy? But I'm always keeping an eye out for this and just like keeping an eye on my skin that it's still doing okay after every single treatment. The biggest concern for me before I got this, and I did like a ton of research, was that it was gonna increase a risk of skin cancer because it's a light directly on your skin. And I was thinking it was gonna be similar to like a sunbed kind of light, but it is a completely different kind of light. I'm not a light scientist. I don't know the different kinds of light, but it is a completely different kind of light than they use on sunbeds. So there's no proven risk of an increase of skin cancer with using an IPL. Another concern for me is damage to my eyes because it is such a bright light. So I always make sure that I wear my jazzy sunglasses while I'm doing it. Even if it's nighttime in the middle of winter, I'm there with my sunglasses on doing my IPL treatment. They say on the guidance to always look away when you're doing it, and to make sure you can do it on your face as well, to make sure that you're not doing it above your cheekbones. So you can't use it on your eyebrows or forehead or anywhere, because that would just be too close to your eyes and could be dangerous. It also only works on certain skin tones and hair tones. I don't know the exact science behind it, but I know that the light targets darker toned things and zaps them. Very pseudoscience there. So if you have darker skin, then it will damage your skin. And if you have lighter hair, then the light won't be able to target the hair because it's not dark enough. So IPL works best on lighter skin with darker hair. My hair is blonde, dark blonde. So I was kind of on the cusp of, would my hair be too light for this to work? But I've found that it has been working for me. There are some patches where my hair is darker than others, so I'm guessing it's working better on those patches. But I will keep monitoring this. It is working for me so far. So if your hair is like mine is dyed ginger, but it's fading a lot. So this is very close to my natural hair color. And if your skin color is similar to mine, then I found that it has worked. Also, at-home IPL systems are much more expensive than epilators. The epilators I was getting were about 30 quid a time. This epilator, I've looked on Boots today and it is half price, so if you're gonna get it, maybe today's the day. And it's £300 and that's half price. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but it was a lot. Like, it's an investment. The one that I got, and I imagine a lot of them have a money back guarantee, so for this one I could try it for 100 days. If I found that it wasn't working on my hair type, or if I got any side effects I didn't like, I could return it for a refund. So that's a bit of peace of mind for you. So the IPL that I use is the Braun Silk Expert Pro 5, and this is what it looks like, and it also has two different heads. So this is the smaller one for like smaller areas like armpits, bikini line. I also use the smaller one for the very front of my leg, like on my shin, because I find it quite hard to get the bigger one flat onto my skin. And then it's also got a bigger one for bigger areas of your leg. And looking at these need a clean. And the way this one works, it's got this Senso Adapt, fun name, which is these two monitors on the front which read the skin tone and deliver enough light that's appropriate for that skin tone. So it's constantly adapting and delivering different light, because your skin is different colors all over and different tones. So it's reading the skin tone and only delivering enough light that's not going to damage that skin tone, but is still going to target the hairs. This means that it's not going to go off unless it's flat against your skin. So you can't accidentally do it in your eye. I think that's the reason why anyway. Which is why I was saying about the front of my shin. I find it quite hard to get both sensors on the wider one flat onto my skin. And this IPL comes in a very cute travel bag, nice and compact and nice and safe if you're going to be traveling with it. This is the only at-home IPL that I've used. I can't compare it to any other models or brands, but I found that this one is alright. I chose this one because it was recommended by Anna from the Anna Edit YouTube channel, and you know, I've followed her for years and I really trust her judgment. So that's why I use IPL and why I've chosen IPL over epilating. Now I'll take you through my hair removal routine and how I actually use this IPL to get the best results for me. So you do need to shave the area before using IPL. So I usually shave the day before or the night before so that I can then use a moisturizer and it has time to sink in before I use the IPL. I did once try using the IPL straight after I moisturized, and it just like, because you're kind of scraping it against your skin, it just like all the moisturizer just like congealed in the IPL. Was not good. So if you're going to moisturize, make sure there's time for it to sink in before you start using IPL. So I do myself a little pamper, I exfoliate, I shave, I moisturize, and then the next day or the next evening, once a week, I will do the IPL treatment. I then wear my sunglasses and start the IPL treatment. So there's two modes on this IPL. You can either glide it along your leg by holding down the button and it will emit a light pulse every couple of seconds, or you can do it as a stamp, so you can move it and then press the button once and then move it and then press the button once. So I do different things depending on where on my body it is, and some things are easier than others. It's important to make sure you don't go over the same area more than once. I imagine it's fine if there's a little bit of overlap, but really you shouldn't be going over the same area more than once. And you also should make sure you're not going over any moles or birthmarks or tattoos or anything on the area that you're doing the IPL on. So I use my moles as kind of a guideline for where I've done, and also avoid the moles while I'm doing it. For example, I've got this mole on my thigh, so I'll start to the right of that mole, go all the way around my leg until I get to the mole again, not go over the mole, but then I know that I've done everything else. I really want to just include a little caveat here. You don't have to remove the hair on your body, it's your choice. So if you're feeling any peer pressure or pressure from online or other influences to remove the hair on your body or to look a certain way, ignore it. It's your body. You can choose to remove the hair on your body or not. It's completely up to you. If you do choose to remove the hair on your body and your skin and your hair tone would be appropriate for IPL, then I would recommend giving it a go, seeing if it works for you. I really hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. Let me know in the comments, do you use IPL? Do you use a different brand? How have you found it? Do you use a completely different way of removing your hair? Let me know. I'd love to hear and have a conversation about it. Do you have any questions about this? I'm not the best person to ask questions to because I'm not an expert, I'm not a scientist, but maybe I can answer them for you. Let's have a good old chat in the comments. I'm hoping the comment section of this video will be just as fun and exciting and active as it was for my epilating video. If you're watching this and you're thinking IPL does not sound like it's for me, I think epilating is the way to go, then I'd recommend watching that video that I did a year ago, because I included a lot of tips on how to make epilating go as smoothly and as pain-free as possible. So give that a watch if you're interested. Thank you very much for joining me on my channel today. I hope you stick around. I upload a new video every Sunday and I cover topics around lifestyle, vlogging, travel, how to adult. That's the journey I'm on and I'm documenting it. So if that sounds like it's up your street, then welcome to the fam. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.